Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, bringing you set 3 of the Group G from the ABC Mart MSL. This is going to be Hero, who defeated Snow in the first set, against Grape, who defeated Deer in the second set, so the winners play. And this is going to be another PvZ. All the matches in this series will be either PvP or in PvZ, which is what happens when you have 3 Protoss and a Zerg. Those are your only 2 options without a Terran, so. And without 2 Zergs, you don't have any ZBZ either. So, this is all we got. We're going to have lots of PvZ. If Hero loses this game, we're going to have a 3rd PvZ in the final match. Which would be nuts. It's a lot of PvZ. I think that's a lot of PvZ for anyone in one day, over 5 matches. So, I almost am hoping that Hero wins this. Well, then again, we'd have to see 3 PvP. So, either way, we're going to have to see 3 of either PvP or PvZ. So, either way, whichever one, root for whichever one you want to see more. Unless you really like Hero, or if you were really impressed with Grape's play and you want to cheer on Grape, go for it. I encourage it. That'd be awesome if new players have fans already. Always good to see. So Grape is in the bottom right in blue, Hero in the top left in yellow. This map is the new map, Monte Cristo, which we've seen a few games on, and yeah, there have been some interesting games on this map from what I've been seeing and reading about a little bit. So it should be pretty fun. It is this is the one with the temples in the middle that causes you to take this kind of weird circuitous route to get to your opponent's base that Grape is taking. There's also a you see where the temples are in the middle. There's also a path that goes south of it and goes up to another kind of ridge where there's another base that generally goes to the top left hand side player. So the scouting map path that you see right now from Grape is the path that he will take in terms of his expansions. He will expand to the top right, presumably, and if he doesn't do anything weird, and then Hero will expand towards the bottom left, following those ramps and things. So that's how this map should work. And where is Hero going? Hero's sending this drone out, so he's just not even going to bother dealing with that stupid probe harassment at the natural expansion. He's going to go straight to the bottom left and take that, or maybe he'll take this mineral only. Looks like, I believe that's a mineral only where he's about to lay down a hatchery with that drone, I believe. No, I'm sorry. No, it's not a mineral only. I'm sorry. That is another gas expansion, so never mind. I guess they might all be gas expansions on this map, except maybe the, yeah, kind of cool. I didn't realize that. Still new to the map, of course, so, yeah. And we have the pool up, but no Zerglings yet. We have a Forge up, and a Nexus going up as well, and we should probably see a cannon coming up soon, but he just, yeah, there's the cannon. He just didn't have to do it earlier because he didn't see any Zerglings. Now that he's seen the Zerglings, he'll make the cannon. He might even pull off an extra probe or 2 just to be safe with the Zerglings, but as long as he only sees 1 or 2 Zerglings, he's really not going to be too worried. He won't have to pull off probes or anything, but it's very easy for him to defend and just put a gateway in that spot. He's going to put a gateway there, and what happens is that I'm pretty sure that that's completely locked, except Zealots and like small units. Zealots and DTs can probably bust through there, and yeah, I think they can. And whenever he wants to switch over to Goons, he'll just blow up one of the eggs and just wander out of his base. So that's kind of the cool thing that you can see with these, with the maps that have eggs in them. For example, Fortress. That's another one where you'll see this kind of thing a lot, where you just make a full block, except for tiny units, and then break them whenever you want to go Dragoons. If you ever want to go to Dragoons, perhaps Great will not build a Dragoon, and will just go pure Zealot, DT, High Templar, and destroy Hero, maybe. Or we'll see Shuttle Reaver, Sarah Reaver, and perhaps that will kill Hero. Perhaps that won't come into play, but probably will. Grape getting the scout on with this probe, getting a very good scout on. Normally Zerg players will produce 6 Zerglings, but it looks like instead he's only produced like 2. So this probe is going to get fantastic scouting information, and he will at least have that extra couple drones, and he will still have the scout on the front door of Grape, so he'll know when any sort of a push out is coming out. If there's a 3 Zealot push or anything like that, he'll be able to just mass up a bunch of Zerglings pretty easily, and he will be fine. So that's kind of a different theory. It's just a different way of playing against the scout. You seed the scouting, but you get a couple extra drones. I guess if you're not going to do anything too crazy, it's okay, but usually players like to kill the scout just to keep their opponent guessing. Hero not too concerned in this game. He is throwing up a Grape is throwing up a Stargate and has pushed out with a single Zealot. Not going to be too scary, I don't think, for Hero. Hero should be able to defend. He defended last game, or yeah, set 1. He defended pretty well against the the random Zealot harassment that came in at his third and didn't lose any drones. So I expect that he will be well prepared if should that Zealot decide to go and try and get too close. And there is some loud noises outside my window. It's alright. We got a couple more Zerglings built trying to take out this oh, that's a lot more Zerglings that just popped out to take out that probe. That probe definitely did just die. I promise you that. That was a lot of Zerglings that popped out of nowhere. And we do have a 4th hatchery coming up for Hero. Probably we'll see a 5th pretty soon, and we'll have a 5 hatch Hydra going on, which is a very, very standard build that Protoss used to have so much trouble dealing with it, and then we kind of got away from that. We got away from that and got towards the Turtle Zerg, build up to 4 bases and just macro like a beast and get up to Hive, which is just disgusting and is really ridiculously powerful if you can pull it off. So the 5 hatch Hydra is still a strong build, and presuming that we see a 5th, there's the 5th hatchery. And the Hydra Den, there's the Hydra Den. So yeah, here this is just a style that Hero does, and it's really a style that STX for the most part does. Calm, you'll see, does this style as well for a lot. He's a little less in terms of Hydra breaks. I think he goes more for lurkers, and he's more likely to go for that 4-base play. But he definitely does go Hydraless in a good number of his games. I think a lot of it stems from the aura, the leftover aura of July Zerg, the July Zerg style of macro Zerg, and just out microing with huge, microing with huge blobs of units. And still microing those units superior to your opponent and getting tons of units out, and that's just the July Zerg style. This is something that it's very strong, and yeah, and it's a nice little homage, I think, to July Zerg, that it's still being used. I like seeing it. That's just me though. We do have a couple Corsairs out and some Photon Cannons coming up, just in case, presumably for possible Scourge, and not so much Mulus. Only one cannon's not going to do anything to Mulus, so the cannons will really protect the Corsairs from Scourge until they're able to get up to number. And we're starting to get Hydras built. That Hydra's Den should be upgrading speed and range, and we have we have speed on the Zealots already complete. So here we go, a little bit of an engagement, but these Zealots are not going to have any luck, and they are forced to retreat right now. The Zerglings trying to block off as many of them as they can, only able to block off one, so one of those Zealots goes down in this ill-fated attack. But that's it right now. Not too much being done there. It looked like it was like +0. No. Oh, there's the +1. Okay, so the +1 had almost finished, just hadn't quite gotten there. So now he's got the +1 weapons with the speed lots, and he can try and do a push if he wants to. He's got 3 cannons coming up, or well, 2 more cannons coming up, so 3 total. That is natural expansion and a few more gateways. And I have to say that I am not a big fan of the 1 gateway +1 Zealot build. It's 1 gateway with +1 Zealot, put it on some pressure, and then cannon defense behind it while you tech up behind your 2 gas. And I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of it. I've seen a lot of Protoss players pay for not having enough units, and just not able to get enough cannons up. It's just hard to get enough cannons and still be producing units. So I'm not a big fan of it, but we'll see if Grape is able to pull it out into effectiveness. It's cool when it works, and you suddenly have a ton of like cool units out there, a ton of High Templars and DTs and stuff. We do have this DT that's trying to sneak around. It looks like it's going to be able to. I don't remember if I saw an Overlord at that left 3rd base, but there's no Overlord there. That could end up being very, very dangerous. The Hydras have reached the front door of Grape and are starting to put on the pressure. Looks like one Hydra's going to go down to all those cannons, and Hydra will have to, or not Hydra, Heroes Hydras will have to back off here for now. They just don't have a large enough number. And we'll see how Hero decides to play this. He is going for this 4th base. Probably will cancel it as it's about to die, but we'll see whether he decides to keep on a pressure build, or if he does more of a contain and just builds up behind it and tries to stop Grape from ever getting a 3rd base, because that was really what killed Snow. Is even after all those battles, I mean, yes, Hero won those battles, but the big killer blow, the last nail in the coffin, was stopping that 3rd base from going up, and then there was just nothing Snow could do. He just could not mine enough anymore. And here we have some Zealots catching some Hydras without enough number, and a couple of them did struggle there. These Corsairs are starting to get a lot of Overlord kills. This is getting a little bit dangerous for Hero, and High Templar have been brought into the mix as well, so this is getting a little bit dangerous. Only one Overlord, so if that Overlord gets picked off by a Corsair dive, there could be some danger going on for these Hydralisks. And here we go, here comes an engagement. There's a big storm! Hero only minorly dodging it, didn't lose any Hydralisks, but those are a lot of damaged Hydralisks. Another storm going down, and doesn't, oh, okay, it's killed one Hydra, but that's a lot, that entire blob of Hydras for Hero. Thank God he was able to, oh my god, all the Overlords just went down! That's another like half dozen Overlords that just died. But those are a lot of damaged Hydralisks. Those Overlords just got completely slaughtered. Hero, what are you doing? Where are your Scourge? Oh man, this is bad for Hero. This could be real bad. He can't produce anything right now. So unless he can push Grape back, this could be real bad for Hero. And those are some, look at all those Hydras. If they click around in there, you're going to see a lot of red, a lot of deep yellow Hydras that will not be able to last in a concentrated fight. But so far, no big land engagement. Follow up to the aerial dominance, and here we go. Yes, we are going to have the engagement now. Looks like a lot of these Zealots, yeah, there's not enough Zealots. The Zealots do go down, just enough damage being poured in by the Hydras, and we're going to have some Zealots just sneaking by, not really sneaking, but just walking by the Hydras, and they're going to go try and do some harassment, and now Hero's going for the break, but there's enough Zealots guarding for those 3 cannons, and just waiting for Storm from those High Templars, which could be devastating. And this is just a game that's wandered off all over the place. Zealots in the left hand, in the third base, doing a ton of damage, at least disrupting a lot of mining, and not enough Hydras to stop these Corsairs from just going on a rampage continuously to kill Overlords. And now there's enough that they're even killing Scourge before they can get in there. Here comes some Scourge, and it looks like they picked off 1 Corsair, looks like they picked off 2. Will they pick off any more? No, I don't think they're going to get any more, but they did get a couple and kept lowered the number, so now those Corsairs at least will not be mowing through his Overlords nearly as quickly. But unfortunately for Hero, he's lost so many of them and been forced to deal with this for so long that he hasn't been able to keep up the pressure, which means that Grape now has his 3rd base morphing, and should have cannons in defense of it before Hero can respond. And I haven't seen Hero throw down a Queen's Nest or look for a 4th base yet, look for a hive yet. He does have that 4th base in the bottom left, which is getting harassed by Zealots. And here comes some more Zealots coming into the 3rd base, looking to deal some more damage. There are Hydras to defend, but these drones are actually at risk, and a couple of them are going to go down. They really should have been pulled back and sent to mine, but instead a few of them are going to die. And yeah, it looks like this 3rd base for Snow is up, and another, or Grape, I keep saying Snow. And finally, yes, now we're going to have the Lurker X destroyed because we have Dragoons being mixed in. He was sticking to that Zealot High Templar DT build and avoiding Dragoons for a long time there. But finally he can't avoid it anymore. He's going to need them, particularly with Lurkers morphing. Those Dragoons are going to be very important to be able to deal some ranged damage to the Lurkers without having to get close and dirty like the I think the Zealots have to. And let's see what else we got going on here. Nothing too much for Hero, nothing new, just getting that 2nd evolution chamber, so he'll be able to get a lot of upgrades. Still no Queen's Nest or a hive, so still looking to stick to this layer tech, this Hydra Lurk Scourge army. And perhaps I almost feel like Hero might be heading for a drop. The game has just gone towards that feel where he can't really put on that much pressure on the front because of the number of Zealots and Storms and things, so it almost feels like a drop is a really good idea. And did I really call it? Oh, come on, please tell me I called a drop. Please tell me I'm a genius. And here comes a little push out from Grape, and just managed to pick up a couple Hydralisks. And what else? Zergling's moving into that position as well. Should probably be very, very careful. Looks like the Zergling's actually going to bypass. Look at that, finding a different little route to take, and are going to bypass, go to the top right, and are going to stop this base from coming into play. And now we got the attack on the natural by Grape. Will he continue to push with these High Templar? And yes, he will. He is going to continue to push. There are Lurkers in position, and he's going to need some good Storms. Oh, he does have Observers as well. As long as those Observers don't get sniped, he doesn't even need to use his Storms, really. But the Lurkers are nicely spaced out, so he can't really use Storm effectively on them. And yeah, this top left base is going to be stopped. The probe goes down, and that pylon will go down very quickly as well. So Grape looks like he's backed off here. Will probably, I mean, if you're going to back up, probably send some units to the top right to clear that out and try and get that base up. a lot of pylons coming up for Grape. Must be side block. Finally, we have a hive coming up for Hero. Woot! We have a hive, so he'll be able to get more upgrades and crack and things like that. Crack is good. We like crack. If you're Zerg and you want cracklings, they are very, very strong, and they kill things very, very quickly. Like really, really quickly. Like cracklings become, on a certain level, cracklings become even more, can become even more effective than vultures. Cracklings, if you drop cracklings inside of a person's base, they become ridiculously effective when there aren't much defense in there. They just go nuts. We do have +3 weapons on the Protoss army, and a storm going down there, and was initially dodged and then kind of pseudo run in there, and then the Zerglings ran away again before they all died. So kind of weird there. Half dodge, half not dodge. A lot of lurkers morphing. Should be getting a lot of upgrades, should be getting crack, and defilers would probably be the next step with all the lurkers and things. Get defilers, get dropped inside the main, GGO, and that would be very cool to see from Hero if he goes that route. But we do have an army for Grape that's starting to grow in number. We have a creep colony and a defiler mound coming in to play. Creep colony, maybe he's afraid of counter drops, of Grape's own. So that's why we got those going on. And what else we got here going on? The push from Grape is heading towards the bottom left, so he's going to look to take down this, take this bottom left ramp, this ramp that he's about to go up, if he chooses to go up it, and that becomes another big staging area. Very important strategic position here. Storm going off on a couple of the lurkers if he caught them, and will there be enough here for Hero to defend? There's a lot of units for Grape coming into play. There's a lot there. If he doesn't get defilers out soon, he could be in huge trouble. Hero. It looks like he just keeps sending units in, trying to waste those storms, trying to get those all through. And he's got a lot of them to be spent on Zerglings. There's a few lurkers left, but not a ton. And here he goes. Now Hero's forced to defend on his last lurker line, and he's in huge trouble because there's still a lot more storms coming in, and there's a ton of dragoons, and there's still zealots alive. So this is becoming a very desperate situation for Hero. He needs to defend this, needs to stop this push, needs to get some defiler play out. There's a bunch of lurkers coming into play, so he'll be able to get a secondary defensive position, and that will be huge for him, able to get that second round of lurkers. That should allow him to save this position, just because I don't think that there's that much storm left in those High Templars. Maybe a little bit, maybe a couple more storms. I can't imagine there being that much more though. And here comes some more lurkers, so now he's going to go on the offensive. There's a couple more storms going in. Lurkers burrowing. How much damage will they do? Those dragoons are going to be in huge trouble. But no, another storm goes right on top of the lurkers that would have just done tons of damage to those dragoons. So well timed keeping that last storm. And then more storm coming. Where does he have all the storm? More High Templar streaming in. So he's just depending on storm right now with High Templar streaming in. And some very well placed storms from Grape right now. Some fantastic storms going on here, killing off a ton of lurkers, and Zerglings coming in from behind but not able to do enough damage. There's still a lurker alive, still some more Zerglings streaming in, and this Observer still has not been sniped. That's a huge error on Hero's part. Observer sniping is so important when you go with this lurker defense play. He does the Defiler, but no Swarm yet. That probably doesn't have Consume yet. Go! Hurry, Defiler, hurry! You must live in order to defend your base. It's going to be really close. There is the Swarm, and that should hold off this push. I emphasize should. I think it will, but you know, enough storm and suddenly nothing will save you. And there's a lot of zealots in the back too. Grape has used this opportunity very, very smartly, very, very wisely to take that top right-hand base for his fourth, and he's getting a support base. So he's going to go Reavers because Scarabs do a lot of damage under Swarm, so they do well. So that's what he's going to be doing. He's going to go Reaver. He still has the High Templar for Storm, which obviously is unaffected by Swarm. So he'll be in pretty good shape in terms of his army composition once that gets going. He's got a bunch of observers out with speed, so he's not going to have any trouble detecting lurkers unless there's some ob sniping that comes his way. And a Defiler heading towards the top right wanted to try and take out that base, but it's going to be picked off completely, and there it goes. It dies. So there goes that Defiler. Definitely a good idea by Hero. One of the things about Zerg that sucks for Protoss is a Swarm plus Cracklings equals no cannons. They all die, and so does your Nexus very, very quickly. And here comes another attack from Grape, and Hero able to get his lurkers burrowed and able to defend. Very, very important. 3-1 upgrades now on the Protoss army. What is the Zerg army at? Didn't get a chance to look at it. He is blowing up a lurker egg so that he can get larger units out like Ultralisks. for example. I know if he more lurkers inside of his base, he would need to do that to get them out. And still, yep, 3-1 on the Protoss, and on the Zerg, we've got 0-1, so 0 weapons, only 1 armor. So Hero has really kind of skimped on the upgrades. Maybe he went, he probably went spines, that's why. And a plague going off, only catching a few zealots, though not doing enough there. And another plague going off, that'll catch a few more zealots, but 2 not very good plagues by Hero, I gotta say. He could have caught all those dragoons in a better plague, so not a lot being done by these defilers quite yet. He's +1 armor on the Overlord, so look at that. Probably over compensated with all those Corsair harassment. He probably did that a while ago. Overcompensated with the harassment. So +1/+1 now on the Zerglings, and those Lurker Spines probably are +1/+2 as well. Nice job dodging all of the storms. So many storms going down, but he dodged a lot of them, and there's still more storm. Jeez Louise, Grape, where do you get all this storm? Yowzas, Grape is going storm crazy. He's going, it's like, so Grape is on Samsung Con. It's like Grape is funneling his inner Jangbi and is like, Jangbi's not here to storm the world, so I will do it in his honor. That's what I'm feeling here, is that Grape is storming the Zerg world in the honor for Jangbi's honor. That's what I think is going on here, and that's the only way to explain the power of these storms and the number of these storms. And Reaver's getting a bunch of kills, 9 kills on that Reaver already. So this is pretty sweet here. This is actually some pretty cool play coming. Oh, Grape. Okay, it was pretty sweet play, and then he moved Reaver into position above a Lurker, and then the Lurker killed it. So, aw. Another play going off, catching that high temp, that Archon, so not going to do too much there, and caught a couple Dragoons maybe. Not a whole lot in terms of that plague either. A big plague for Hero would be nice, but he just has not been able to get it. He has taken the 6 o'clock base for his 5th, and I think he's taking the 12 o'clock base as well, so that would be his 6th. And in response, Grape has taken the inside 3 o'clock base, which would be his 5th. And note that all bases on this map are gas expansion. I thought that there was a, I thought that was not true, but I'm wrong. And the 12 and 6 are actually islands, also. Remember that, those are actually islands. And a storm going off, catching a couple of drones, but only 2 kills, only 2 drones. And that shuttle, where's it going? It's going towards the other base. This could get a lot of drones. This is going to get a ton of drones, get 6 drones on that one, so much better drone on that one. Very, very strong. And we got +1 shields on Protoss units, so we got some really crazy heavy upgrades going on here with these players. They are really working on those upgrades, trying to get ahead of the other, trying not to fall behind. In Hero's case, I think he's really in danger of falling behind. He's got +1 weapons on his melee, +2 armor. And I gotta think that at some point soon he will throw down an Ultras Den, particularly if he can hold 12 and 6 for a couple minutes and get those extractors going. He's really gonna go Ultras. There's just no need to go anything else. You might as well go Ultras and start dropping. Well, he hasn't gone drop yet, so I don't know what he's going to do, but he could do a whole lot of things. And I'm not sure why at the 12 and 6 there's a couple extra spare mineral patches with tiny amounts of minerals in them. I'm not really sure what the point of them is. And that one is a good play, catching about 8 or so. So it's a much better play. That Defiler might actually get picked off, and yes, it does get. The second Defiler is going to get picked off as well. He moved all the units back instead of just the Defiler. The Defiler does at least get a swarm off before it dies. Some Lurkers coming into position to defend, and more Defilers coming in, so big play going off, and a lot of those Zealots are going to be very, very damaged, and will go down with ease, but there's no units! There's no units for Hero! You still need units, you still need to deal that last little bit of damage, and there he is, bringing some more. Oh my god, so many storms! Grape! These storms are just sick! Disgusting storms all over the place. Reinforcements were coming in that I thought would just tear through his army, and he just stormed the hell out of them. Grape, that's awesome! Grape is going storm nuts, this baller. So cool. Unfortunately for him, 12 and 6 are going up for Hero, and that is going to be a huge problem if he doesn't figure that out that this is going on. And Shuttle wrecks them. He does have a shuttle out, so hopefully he knows about it, and that's why he's built that shuttle, and it's not just to like move Reavers around. But it might be. This could end up being a tactical loss for Grape if he doesn't find out about the top and the bottom bases. That could just end up completely destroying this game for him, and it looks like that might end up happening with their. Oh no, never mind. There we go. There is a Reaver at the 12, and that now for Hero's sake he needs to either get those drones out through that Nidus Canal, or needs to use his. Or no, not going to use that Nidus Canal. So I'm not going to be able to get troops out, get drones out, or get troops in. And this push by Hero being rather effective has once again gotten to this 5th base. If he would burrow the Lurkers, maybe, please with cherries on top. There we go. They are burrowed. So this this fifth base once again is going to go down. So Grape, as we move into the 25th minute of the game, is starting to end up in a little bit of economic trouble despite having his half of the map, just because he hasn't been able to take down 12 and 6, hasn't been able to secure a fifth. He was doing some damage there at 12, but he was forced to retreat with that shuttle and Reavers because he needed the Reavers to defend, and yeah, that's going to end up hurting him a lot in the long run. The eco damage that's been done is so severe, and it looks like he's sending another shuttle to the 12 o'clock position. 4 Zealots will probably be able to clear this out, and that's exactly what he's doing. He knows that there's no nice canal there, so he's just gonna get 4 Zealots and kill everything that's there pretty easily. Another push out coming from Grape, going to try and retake this 5th base area that he's been trying to do and has lost twice so far. And if those are ultras that pop out of those eggs, that would just be sick and crazy and cool. But that hatchery does go down. The hatchery does go down, because I was thinking if those were ultras, they could actually be able to save the day. And instead they are Zerglings. And is he going to ferry some troops in? It looks like he has ferried troops in. And here comes the attack on the 6 o'clock position, catching all of the drones. All of the drones do go down to the storm drop. So every drone goes down. Huge play by Grape. And more storms on the army of Hero. So Grape with his storms, doing fantastic work with his storms. This is the new inner Jangby game for Grape. Channeling that Jangby. That's the only thing that can be said about this game right now. Grape with some fantastic storms throughout the game, beginning, middle, and end. Fantastic play, and has taken down the 12 o'clock base, has destroyed the drones at the 6 o'clock. It looks like it's been repopulated, but still did a lot of drone kills. There's always time for another storm drop there. Mr. Grape can always go for another one and kill off some more drones. Just saying. And this time we're going to have Reavers dropping at the 6 o'clock position with Zealot room support. The Naias Canal goes down. This base is going to fall without significant reinforcements. There will be no reinforcements because there is an Archon push going on by Grape. As this is going down, the 6 o'clock will fall. This Archon push is going on, and this is a fantastic play from Grape. Wonderful play from Grape. So many Archons, and against Zealots and Swarm and things, you know, Archons are awesome. Archons are very good. They mow through Zerglings, and even Hydros, when they have this many upgrades, if they could just get into range, they'll mow through Hydros too. And now the Evo chambers are going to go down, so the upgrades, Hero will not be able to catch up on upgrades, and Hero on his last legs, you're forced to GG from Hero. Grape gets the win, channeling his inner Jangby from Samsung Khan, gets the win. He is going to advance into the next round of the MSL round of 16. There's your rookie advancing, and Hero is going to go to the final match where he will have to play the winner between Snow and Deer. So look at that. Hero I really thought was going to advance in this game, but Grape with storms. I mean, he played well, but I gotta say, the big thing throughout that game was storms. That was awesome by Grape. Very entertaining. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I was going nuts at a couple points. That was really fun. But that's it. That's it for this winners match. We're gonna go on to the losers match for Snow and Deer. I will see you guys all there.